don't understand why you're 40 years old playing this game still. So.
Well, I mean, what game do you think you're going to be playing when you're 40? When do you think you're going to stop playing games? What's the age? What's the cutoff age?
When you're out of high school and college.
You're a high school kid?
Yeah, I'm out of high school. Yeah.
How old are you?
Why does it matter?
Well, I mean, you foresee yourself in the future quitting something you love, like video games? Do you not love video games? You just cruise through it?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of a waste of time when you're that old. But.
Well, how do you know? You're not old yet. I mean, I can think of probably reasons that video games would be a waste of time for a high school kid, too. Do you have a 4.0? Are you in honor classes to get more than a 4.0?
No, but...
You know what I'm saying? There's more things you could be doing to improve your life than playing video games, too, right?
Yeah, you can study and not play games.
Hey, just recreation, man. Having fun. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, then.
It's owned by the liberals because she didn't vote properly, so...
Good morning, Patriots, or afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Week in Culture. I am here with John, the problematic white guy, and Jojo, my dog. And yes, we have it's a good day in America. That's all, nature is healing. So how are you, John? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm awesome as always. Busy as usual, I guess. I have some interesting news that I'll save till the end of the show. But things are good. Things are good.
Should be interesting. All right. And I want to give a shout out to anyone that is watching. Let me know if Rumble is okay. For some reason, Rumble has been a little bit unstable. I don't know if it's, because of something to do with how it operates differently from YouTube or something on their end or on my end. I'm not really sure, but just keep me posted, and we will see how that unfolds. So let me know if there's any issues. But we're gonna get into the stream now with the show. If you guys could please hit the like button for me, it would be very helpful. I would like to, I'd like to be able to reach more people, and hitting the like button is the best way to do that. Also, people who are watching on the mobile devices and the vertical stream, same to you guys as well. And hello and welcome to the show. And all right, so we should get into it.
Yes. According to the chat, you are now a problematic white guy yourself because you didn't vote properly.
That's right. I am. And you're welcome, America. Right. Here's to you. Well, you're welcome. Okay, so we had an election. Everybody's talking about it. I know, but we got to talk about it too. And first, I want to talk about some things that I posted on YouTube leading up to this moment that I thought would be relevant before we get into the election itself. Because, well, maybe first what I'll do is I'll ask you, John, if you could, what your thoughts are on the outcome. Is this something that surprised you? Did not surprise you? What are your thoughts on the results of this election?
Well, I mean, I guess the surprise was the lack of a repeat of what happened in 2020 to some degree, which now when you actually look at all the data, the elections preceding it, multiple elections, and now this one right after it, where the 2020 election was an anomaly with 17 million more votes, it's almost as though those votes didn't actually exist. And
almost.
Almost. I mean, it's funny watching people's takeaway with it. Quite honestly, though, if you've been living through the last 4 years with any sensibility and common sense, whatsoever, this only seems like the actual natural course of events. Like, you can only be put through a lockdown, authoritarian censorship society for so long before you kind of get so fed up with it that you do what people who are, I guess, cajoled and coddled by that apparatus would look at as, being racist and destructive and just completely hell-bent on, destroying the world and quote-unquote democracy. But there's nothing democratic about what we went through during the last 4 years, like that was authoritarianism. Like the projection has been pretty intense and insane leading up through it and even coming out of it. You know, like I'm sitting here wondering, does my handmaid get mailed to me in January, or do I have to go down to, or do I have to go to a holding pen and select one of my own choosing? You know, that's kind of.
I think they're gonna make an app. Elon Musk is working on an app, and you're gonna be able to essentially customize your handmaid to look, you know, like the way you want. So boob sliders and everything. You know, no surgical scars in this simulator.
Except for removing the finger, you know.
Yeah. But we all have fun here, guys. We're just having fun here. So what I want to show you guys before we get into because basically this show is going to be just like reacting to the absolute insane reaction to the results of the election. So I was never really black-pilled about this, and I've been saying, you know, I was worried that they were going to try to steal it again. But I was still thinking, you know, I said this like all the way through. I said, no matter who wins, we will learn something valuable from this. Either Trump wins and we learn that there are more people in America that have common sense than we were led to believe, because the media and the cathedral are all about gaslighting you into thinking that, you know, like you are on the wrong side of history. You are clearly not a good person and you deserve everything that's coming to you. Or Kamala wins and we learn what it really would be like to have to deal with 4 years of a female president. And I know that's going to sound really chauvinistic coming from me, but that means you just don't know me. That is what we would have gotten, especially because of how unqualified and unlikable she was. It would have ensured that we never elected one. So ladies, you should be happy that she didn't get in, because that would be the standard by which you would have been measured. And you don't want that. So that's what I would say to that. But I was never really worried about it. And I told my wife, because I was like, well, you know, either way, we're going to learn something. And then it turned out that, you know, Trump didn't just get the electoral vote, he got the popular vote. And what that told me was what I suspected, a part of me suspected, was that the average person that was going to vote for him didn't say anything because they saw what happened to people who spoke openly about their views, especially if those people are not in lockstep with the left. And so they're basically like, well, you know what? I'm just going to keep my head down, and then come November, I'm going to vote. And that's what happened. And in particular, men voted a lot. Women voted a lot too, and they voted for Trump. But men made the difference. I think that historically men don't generally go out and vote with the same kind of fervor that they did this time. I think, I don't know if it's a record, but I know it was significant. And in particular, the Latinos and the blacks, because the white men were still self-hating enough that they were a little held back. And that is a part of the problem, right? That is what the propaganda did. It was to demoralize. And I said this, like if the left had won and they knew they won, they wouldn't need to propagandize us into hating ourselves for being men or for being white or whatever. And the fact is that this proves that they don't have the grip that they thought they had on us, and they are freaking out right now. Not just the women that we're going to totally watch crying in front of their camera in their car, but I'm talking about people who are part of the cathedral, the establishment people, Hollywood celebrities, the people on Twitch, the people, the sort of like